What so you're up to now?
Land of Goshen, what is the...
He'll be driving 6 by horses 20 pounds. We'll all be out to dinner. We kill the old red rooster and we'll all be chicken and duck and 20 pounds.
Name of God-fearing people do you call that thing?
Say, this is the first open-air sightseeing tally-ho in the state of New Mexico.
Say, what is it, the traveling piazza or the result of hard liquor?
Brother, this is a result of a lot of hard thinking, built by loving hands, to carry the heiress of the lazy bee to her regal domain.
Your old run is going to come local, ain't he?
Listen, Joe. If Buck should come in here, don't let on that I know you, will you?
Say, kid, I don't savvy you're appearing with that dude.
Listen, don't ever tangle with that dude, as you call him. He'll shoot the spurs plumb off of your boots and never spoil your shine.
Buck, I'm kind of worried. Currier and his gang's in town, and there's a heavy shipment of gold coming in on the train for Victoria.
You know what's a funny thing? They never get anything on Carrier, but he's generally around when things happen.
Suppose I put it in a sack and slip it in the wagon, and let the agent pick it up at the ranch.
All right, you do that while I'm making Dottie welcome. Time out for irrigating.
You old son of a dynamo. Let go. Gee, I'm glad to see you. Say, what are you doing in these parts without headquarters at the Lazy Bee? Well, I'm not here for harking back. Say, you're sitting unofficial of the RNF beef production. I'm not pumping you. I'm too glad to see you. Oh, yeah.
Sure look serious for a fool. There's been kidding. Say, I got some things to talk over with you.
Let's gargle.
Now, wait a minute. Don't stampede. What I got to say to you is too private. Come on. Follow me. Come on now. What is this job you're bragging about?
Oh, I'm Western appraiser for one of the largest beef concerns in the country.
Quit your lying, kid.
Well, I'm not lying.
Look here. You showed up here too often lately, trailing with Joe Currier. Folks are watching that fella.
Well, don't you get round about me, Buck. I'm behaving right churchly, I am.
Good. And when you decide to go back to work for a living instead of trailing Joe Currier and his outfit, let me know. I'm still managing the Lazy Bee.
How ya?
Come on now, let's have a drink.
All right.
This kid's weaned, Sawyer. Why don't you let him pick his company?
He has. That's what's worrying me.
No one has a thing on me. Not a thing.
Not yet.
Hey, cut this arguing. Come on now. I want you fellas to be friends.
Come on, boys. Here's our Dottie. See you later, kid.
Right, Buck.
Pulling in the Las Cruces.
Thank you.
I hope our stay here will be short.
They're all show-offs. I have a faint recollection of the West. Very faint, thank heaven. I think I was 7 when Mother took me to civilization.
Now, take my advice and don't show your prejudice, at least until after we learn the conditions of your father's will, Dottie.
Don't you dare call me Dottie. You know how I loathe that name.
I beg your pardon. Dorothy.
Miss Dottie. Welcome back home to the Lazy Bee.
You have the advantage. If I should remember you, my memory plays me tricks.
Why, I'm Buck Sawyer, manager of your ranch.
Oh, pardon me, Mr. Sawyer, my ex-manager. Mr. Marston, my attorney, will have full charge of my affairs from now on.
Howdy, Mr. Marston.
How do you do?
You're sure taking a load off my shoulders.
Inquire what arrangements have been made to take us to the ranch.
Oh, Sawyer,
Yeah?
have you arranged transportation?
Have I? Say, I've rigged, well, that is the boys and me, especially for Miss Beale's comfort, the first open-air sightseeing tally-ho scene in these parts.
I'll not make myself ridiculous. I'd rather walk than ride on such a conveyance.
Well, the Victoria stage goes right by the door. It's much faster, but not nearly so private or artistic.
Mr. Sawyer,
Yes, Auntie.
can I ride with you all?
Can you? Say, Auntie, I'm going to show you the most all-fired private sightseeing tour seen in these parts.
Thank you, sir.
Tom, you got it, Derek?
Wait for me at the horses.
All right.
Well, that's all of it. Good luck, Buck. All right, Tom. Strike up your old band, will you?
I built my gal a tally-ho with flowers and fixings fine. I thought I'd be a riot, but I'm thinner than a dime. She stuck her nose right skyward, she froze me where I stood. And if I could give her a hiding, 'twould do her a heap of good.
Ain't that the truth, Mr. Sawyer?
Flash, don't get too prominent.
Right.
Bill and Jim cut the horses loose.
Yeah.
And Bertie, you get the money box.
All right.
Come on, let's go, boys. Elevate! And don't try no hero steps. Come into the open, folks. Now toss the wealth in a pile and it'll soon be over. Now, lady, do you donate or do I go to searching?
Don't you dare lay hands on this lady.
You back up, hombre. You ain't seen enough of this glorious West to die yet.
You better donate, lady, or he'll take your clothes and all. Thanks, old-timer. I'd sure hate to discommode the lady. Come on, let's get going. Take them down, brother. They won't shoot back.
Now I understand your mother's loathing of the West. What's that?
Do you heard? Come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay, come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. On a $10 horse and a $40 saddle, and I'm going to punch in Texas cattle. Come a tie, yippee, come a tie, yay, come a tie, yippee, yippee, yay. I woke up one morning on the old Sundown Trail, the rope in my hand and a cow by the tail. Come a tie, yippee, come a tie, yay, come a tie.
It's Sawyer and the boys.
Agent, set us up, but they can't be far.
Did they get Dorothy? No, but they took all of her jewelry and they threatened me.
Hey, Goober, give me your horse.
Wait a minute, Buck. Maybe Miss Dottie might need your attention. Let us trail them.
All right, bring them in, boys. Mr. Marston, will you ask Miss Beals if she'll be ridiculous now and riding my tally-ho, or is she still bent on walking?
Mr. Marston, tell Mr. Sawyer I'll walk.
And say, Mr. Marston, you tell Miss Beals we got 20 miles of real rough going. Well stocked with mountain lions and rattlesnakes. Yeah, and I'd want to brag about it, but we got a pretty fair crop of helium monsters. I'll give you a lift, Mr. Marston. Come on. Want to go for a sightseeing ride, neighbor?
Nope, I'll wait till I find the horses.
Hey, hup. Come on there. Hup. Hup.
Saying. Why, that dirty double-crossing coyotes.
Hey, that's the first time we've ever had a job slipped up like that.
Now what is supposed to happen?
Can you jar your brain enough to figure out what happened?
What
do you suppose went wrong?
You wait for us in Victoria, kid.
But, Joe, what about,
Get going.
Right.
Now let's take a look at Sawyer's funny wagon. There he is now. That punk thinks he can beat us to the ranch. Let's get him.
Hold fast, folks. We're going to ramble.
Surround him.
Oh! Hey, Marston, get Miss Beals behind those trees and keep out of sight. Come on. Hey, Johnny, lead these horses to cover.
Evidently, that man isn't afraid of the whole gang.
I think the whole thing has been staged to impress you.
But why?
Either to frighten you or arouse your admiration.
You don't still think that all this is being staged?
It's the nearest thing to comic opera I've ever seen, outside of a theater.
Mr. Marston, you and Miss Beals go on ahead. Jenny and I'll walk.
Well, surely one capable of staging highway robberies and comic opera holdups should be able to furnish better mounts.
Gosh, I should have thought of that. But we're plumb out of luxury, so it's bareback or walk. Come on, Jenny.
Oh, Mr. Sawyer! I'm afraid I must ask you to hold me on. I want you to know how sorry I am for that unkind remark.
Which one?
The one about the comic opera holdups.
Miss Beals, unkind remarks are like bullets. Once fired, being sorry don't stop the damage. You stay here and make yourself comfortable, Jenny. I'll send somebody back for you.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Come on.
Sawyer. I'll be here if them outlaws don't come. And if they do come, I'll still be here.
Here, Mrs. Stoddard, cool off.
Thanks, Bob. Tommy, wet this ground down again. I ain't gonna have dust in my victuals.
All right, Ma.
Sari, how about them pies? Coming right up, Ma. That's fine. Oh, they sure do look good. Put them over there on that dessert table. Here they come. And where are all the boys? What's the matter with the tally-o? Well.
Oh!
What happened, Buck? Where are the boys?
Our courier and some of his men tried to stick us up, but nobody was hurt. Oh, Ma, I want you to meet Miss Beals. This is Ma Stoddard.
Well, Dorothy.
How do you do?
This is Pa Stoddard, your father's closest friend.
How do you do?
And, folks, I want you to meet Mr. Marston, Miss Beals' attorney and manager.
How do you do?
Manager.
Say, boys, Jenny's down at the pass. Will some of you get a buckboard and fetch her in?
Well, I say we will.
Say something to them.
I hope you won't delay your dining on my account. If someone will be so kind as to show me to my rooms.
There's plenty of rooms in there, and they're all yourn. Help yourself.
Oh, Ma, look here.
Fiddlesticks. Pa, you can stay here and hear the will read if you want to. But as for me, I'm through with that miss for all time. Hi.
Now, Ma, don't go get riled.
And to my daughter, Dorothy May Beals, all the property and estates of which I may die possess. Second, that the said Dorothy May Beals is compelled by the terms of this will to live on the properties known as the Lazy Bee Ranch for a period of 5 years.
This is preposterous. Surely you can't mean it.
On failure to do so, my executor shall consider this will broken. Third, that in such a contingency, Robert Buck Sawyer shall receive all properties and monies held by my executor. Fourth, that under any and all conditions, Robert Buck Sawyer is to remain as manager of all Lazy Bee properties. And
I've had enough. If there's more of this imbecility, conclude the reading of the will with my attorney.
Now, Dorothy, I must insist that you make no statement at this time.
You were my father's closest friend. Why has he compelled me to live here?
Your dad lived out his life without you. Why, the only practice he had at being a father was rearing Buck. He hoped you'd come back and live here with him. You wouldn't. But you will now.
Marsden can check the will for you, Miss Dorothy. I'll submit it for probate in the morning.
If you want me, Dottie, send for me. Good night. Good night, Buck.
Good night, Pa. Good night, Buck.
I'm awfully sorry the will makes you stay here against your wishes.
Of course, you didn't know the conditions in this will.
Certainly not. Mr. Beals promised me nothing, not even a job.
Well, according to the will, you seem to have promised a great deal to him.
I promised him I'd look after you, always.
Well, I relieve you of that responsibility now. The will compels me to tolerate your presence on this ranch as manager, but
Are there any orders for the little manager, Miss Beals?
Yes. You will find quarters outside this house, and in the future transact all business with my personal manager, Mr. Marston.
Oh, Mr. Marston, you thank Miss Beals for both those favors. And, say good night to Miss Beals for me. I sure hope the coyotes don't keep her from bedding down right comfortable.
There goes the first person that ever made me delight in sarcasm. I can't understand the violent dislike I've taken to him.
I can.
Why?
I didn't understand his motive at first, but now it's all too obvious.
Well, in heaven's name, what does the man gain by fighting with me?
This property, worth about $1 million. Remember, if you leave this property for more than 10 days, he owns it absolutely.
They don't know me. They'll never get me off this place. Oh, Mr. Sawyer, what a pleasant life I'm going to deal out to you.
On the lone prairie, these words came low and mournfully from the pallid lips of the youth who lay on his dying bed at the close of day. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie where the wild coyote will howl o'er me, where the rattlesnakes hiss and the wind blows free. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie. Then a wild
Why, Dorothy, you're crying.
Oh, I am not.
Well, old tornado, you ready for your frolic? You know, Goober, if I didn't give this fellow a workout every morning, he'd sure feel neglected.
He sure would.
He bucks every morning just as regular as the sun comes up. And for 4 or 5 jumps, it takes pretty much for a he-man to ride him. After that, he's gentle as a kitten.
Let's see you rock! Oh, Fanning, Silver, Fanning! Rock the boy! There we go! There we go! That's the boy! Look at him roaring! Stay with him, Buck! stay with him! He's clear now! But stay with him!
Just a great big bluff. Oh, good morning.
Good morning, Sawyer. Can you spare horses for Miss Beals and myself?
Oh, I guess so. Hey, Goober, I want you to meet Miss Beals and this is Mr. Marston.
How do you do?
Fix him up with a couple of horses.
May I ride this beauty?
Yeah, if you keep him in the corral, but don't let him in the open because he sure hits for the hills.
Why?
Well, you see, Miss Fighting Range Stallion's his idea of a picnic.
But Sawyer, you think it's safe?
He's as gentle as a kitten. Goober, you better shorten up those stirrups a bit for Miss Beals.
You know, I'm through kidding with that guy, Buck. He ain't got any more sense of humor than an Eskimo has about an icebox.
Hey, Shorty.
What?
You better cut out that cavalry stock and bring 'em in.
All right, cowboy.
Now fetch me a horse.
Hey, Goober, handle him. Come in. Come on, Hop. Goober, take him back to the corral and don't ever let her on him again.
Okay, Buck.
You must promise me you'll never ride him again or I'll get rid of him.
I promise. I didn't realize the danger. I thought you were trying to scare me.
Scare you? What do I want to scare you for?
Oh, I don't know why I thought... Well, I admit I was wrong. What more can I do?
Well, you might try doing your own thinking. Come on, Flash.
Won't this horse carry two?
I prefer to walk.
It was all my fault. I won't have you walking on my account.
All right, get out of here. That ends that argument. We'll both walk.
Ain't no one about, Miss Dorothy.
Well, warn me if you see Mr. Sawyer.
Seems to me you're going to a heap of trouble just to tease somebody that don't mean nothing to you.
What did you say?
Nothing. I was just thinking out loud. It must be the heat of the pressure.
your side. You're elevating. Well, I never did see a quitter that could shoot.
You're taking chances talking like that when I'm armed.
Taking chances on what? Oh, come on, let me show you how. Now, top your sight, take a dead beat, and set her on the bullseye. Let her go. That's what I call real shooting. Let's try it again. We better get to shooting. Fine.
Since you've made up your mind to remain in the West, why not set our wedding day?
No, George. As a husband, you might have won well in New York, but you're no bargain in the West.
Well, I've noticed that your attitude towards me has changed since you met this man Sawyer. And if you think I'm going to allow him to come between...
Back up, hombre.
One of the men who held us up.
Howdy, Dottie Beals. Sorry to butt in, but I told Buck that I'd show up about the time you'd need something to break the monotony. Prescott's my name. Flash Prescott.
Well, I'll call Mr. Sawyer.
Oh, no. No, don't do that. I'm aiming to buy stock. You and I'll talk business.
Well, will you step into my office, Mr. Prescott?
Okay, hombre, blaze the trail. No, don't vamoose, Dottie. I've got a couple of dandy stories I want to whisper to you. Now, here's my offer, Mr. Morrison. Buck's going to be real grateful to you, Mr. Well, you old son of a Kansas cyclone. Gee, I'm glad to see you. Hello, Bobo. How are you?
Oh, Mr. Sawyer, I just sold that herd for $10,000.
What?
Well, isn't that a fair price?
Well, it is for the person buying them.
Well, they're mine now, Papa.
I want to talk to you.
What? Oh, now, wait a minute. I ain't said goodbye to the lady yet. No, the West ain't doing right by you, Dottie. These two hombres ain't up on what women want. Now, if you should find yourself passing out complete...
Look here, Bobo.
Just look me...
You know, Miss Beals don't understand your kind of blarney.
Well, I know, Papa, but I can learn her easy. Gosh, it's...
Do you suppose Buck knows he's a hold-up man?
I'll bet they're working together.
You wouldn't dare say that to Buck.
No. You may change your mind when I get him in here and ask him a few questions.
Adios, amigo.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not through talking to you yet. You know, Bobo, a man is judged according to the herd he trails with, and I got a sneaking idea I'd like to separate you from Courier and his influence.
Oh, but, Papa...
I can give you a good job on that ranch in Montana as foreman, and I think you need a change of air.
You stick Dottie out on that ranch, and I'll be tempted.
You'd be a total bust with the ladies.
Says you, positive like. I'll be ready for delivery on that herd at Allen's loading corral at sundown. Adios, amigo.
Hey, Cooper, come here. Round up that fatted herd and get him in Allen's loading corral by sundown. Now, hurry up, stand by.
Buck.
Sawyer, come in a moment. Now, you watch him while I question him. Sawyer, how well have you known Miss Prescott?
Why, I've known him ever since he was a kid. We were pals. He used to ride for us.
Then you knew that he held up the stage.
Well, obviously you consider Mr. Prescott thoroughly honest.
I sure do.
You're wrong. Prescott is one of the men who held us up the day of our arrival.
Did you see him that day?
No, I didn't see him. The men were all masked with clay. But his voice convinced me that he's the same man.
Well, you could be wrong. I think he's honest, and I'm going on believing it. Bobo's just a fresh kid under a bad influence. But he isn't crooked.
But Buck!
Buck, you got to find Flash and get him away.
Why?
The sheriff's looking for him on account of that holdup job.
Where'd you hear that?
The sheriff, he knows that Flash is with Curry at that holdup.
All right, we'll get him away. You help the men with that herd, and I'll round him up myself.
All right, Buck.
I talked Marsden into selling for $10,000.
Did you tell them they had to make delivery tonight?
Yep. I told them we'd expect them here by sundown.
Great. That'll take all the men they've got, and we'll get our money back without any trouble.
That's a cinch, boss.
That'll be the sweetest job we've pulled in a long time.
Right.
Milk and honey.
What are you talking about?
That $10,000 you just paid them?
So that's why you had me buy that stock. Well, I'm through.
You'll do as I tell you.
Courier, you made me pull that stage stick up with you, but when you start stealing from my friends, you can deal me out.
Hey, get him inside and keep quiet. See who that is. Get him on.
Boy, you seen Flash Prescott around here?
Nope, ain't seen him since morning.
That's funny. He told me to meet him here. If he shows up, tell him Buck Sawyer's looking for him.
Yeah, we sure will.
Hurry! Hup.
Who was it?
Sawyer said he was to meet Flash here.
Stop! Silver, you and Dim watch that kid. He'd sell us out to his friends if he had a chance.
All right, boss.
Come on, let's go up the house and collect our change.
I swear I heard something.
No use you trying to get loose, Flash.
Stick him up! Stick him up there!
You got any more? Yeah, I thought so. All right, get in there now and untie that kid. Hurry up. Have a seat. I'll send the sheriff for you just as fast as I can. Bobo, you head for Montana pronto.
Thanks, Buck.
Good luck.
Hold on, Buck. Courier's gone to the ranch house to get the $10,000 I paid you for the stock. What? Yeah, come on, let's go.
Wait a minute. What? You get Shorty and the men. I'll hit for the house.
Right.
Laney, you and Fred guard the outside. Come on, boys. Hold him here. Just a minute, sister. This is unexpected good luck. Bring him along, too. Get along. I'm going to show you the moonlight on the river from the other side. Reach for the field. Come on there. Get your guns. Hurry up. All right, now tie him up. Hurry up.
Drop that iron, Sawyer.
Good work, Blaney. Here, get this off of there.
Whoa! Shorty, what's in trouble?
He needs us at the ranch house.
Come on, cowboys, let's go.
Oh, what?
Huh? Somebody must have made Buck mad, huh?
Oh, Buck, I'm so grateful. Oh, what have I done without you?
Well, let's collect this garbage, boys, and take it to the gallows. Regular old-fashioned rumpus, huh, Buck? Gee, I like to have been here.
Bobo, what? We're going to head for Montana.
Come on.
But Buck, remember, you promised Dad you'd look after me always.
Just trying to keep you honest, is all. Take him in, Tommy. There's a bonus on him, and collect it. Here's your 10,000, Miss Dottie. This'll make me plumb honest with you, won't it?
It certainly will, Flash.
Sorry I can't be your best man, Buck. But Montana's calling me.
Take care of yourself, Bobo. Don't forget, I'm expecting great things from you.
Adios, compañero, adios.